So the agenda goes by a bunch of different names, right? Agenda 21, America 2050, the Great Reset, Agenda 2030, the Fourth Industrial Revolution, Green New Deal, whatever you want to call it, it's the exact same thing. The complete destruction and reconstruction of life and humanity as we know it. Truly changing completely what it means to be human. Well, this video strikes me for a couple reasons. One, because it was filmed, over 30 years ago, I think, early 90s. But two, because in light of the recent events, train derailments, hazmat situations, fires in factories, and not just here in the US, but worldwide, it seems to line up perfectly with what he's saying in this video. Do you agree?
And then I stumbled on page 993, and friends, if you don't think that's some heavy reading at night, page 993, after describing these protected areas, sums it all up by saying, the recently published Wildlands project in the United States is the central theme of protected areas. And on page 15 of the Wildlands project, Dr. Reed Noss says that we must convert at least 50% of the land area of North America to wilderness, off limits to human beings. Those core wilderness areas are to be interconnected by wilderness corridors off limits to human beings. Those wilderness areas are to be surrounded by buffer zones that may have limited resource use under the supervision and permitting of the federal government, in collaboration with non-government organizations. Human population is to be resettled into the remaining 25% of the land, into communities that are described as sustainable communities.
As more and more many among you had learned since the announcement I delivered in an international webcast on July 25th, 2007, that we have been not in a recession, not in a mere depression, but in a general global breakdown crisis of the economy of the entire planet. As long as the present structure of economy in the United States, in Europe, and elsewhere continues, the world is going more and more deeply into a general breakdown crisis, which would probably result in the elimination, within a generation or two, of 2/3 of the present level of the world's population. A reduction of the population of the planet from 6.5 to 6.7 billion people today to less than 2 billion in a short period of time. Entire cultures and entire languages and entire nations would disappear.